Hello and welcome to this quick all-body Pilates class. Today we'll be using the circle just to make things a little bit more intense. But to start off with, let's just come in for some breaths. Gently coming into a seated position. You can rest your hands on your knees and let's take some deep breaths. Inhale, opening through the chest, arching through the spine, looking up towards the ceiling. And exhale, that C shape through the spine, chin towards chest. Feel that space between your vertebrae get a little bit bigger. And just working through these arch positions. Getting some movement and flexibility through the spine. Let's do one more either way. And just coming back to a neutral position, let's roll those shoulders. Lengthening through the spine and reverse that circle. Beautiful. Let's come to a lying position, grabbing your circle. Lying on your back, we're going to have the circle straight up towards the ceiling, and let's just step those feet a little bit further away so they're halfway between a bent position and a lengthened position. Driving those shoulder blades into the mat, open through the chest, and we're squeezing through the core. Starting off with just those arms. Exhale, squeezing the circle as hard as you can. Inhale, release. Let's go for 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 5 more. We're going to hold the pressure on this circle on this last one. Tiny little pulses here, really fast for 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Final squeeze and release. Let's give those shoulders a nice roll. Bringing that circle back up towards the ceiling. Let's drive those shoulder blades into the mat, squeezing through the core. Coming into an ab curl. Deep inhale through the nose. Exhale, we are curling up. And we're trying to touch that bottom part of the circle as high as we can on those thighs. Inhale, we're releasing back down. Let's go for 8. You can add a little squeeze of that circle as you curl up if you like. 7, 6. Use that exhale. We have 4 more. 3, 2 more. We're going to hold up on this last one and we're going to pulse, tapping that circle up and down an inch on those thighs. Let's go for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Last one. Let's hold that position strong. Take a deep inhale. Exhale. Can we pulse up 1 inch further before we release back down? Let's give those shoulders a roll. Lengthening those legs that long, giving everything a shake, and let's come into a nice stretch. So we're going to lengthen our right leg up towards the ceiling, thread it through the circle. Let's bring those fingertips towards us. Coming into a nice stretch here. So we're just using that circle to stretch through the back of that right leg. And you can use the circle to cross that leg over your body, stretching more into that IT band, into the outside of the glute. As far as you feel comfortable bringing that leg over. And you can use it to open the leg out to the other side, stretching more into that inner thigh. Try to keep steady through that opposite leg. Let's take 3 more breaths here. Just spending a little bit more time pulling into any parts of this stretch that feel a little bit trickier. You can bend into that knee and gradually exhale into that straighten. 1 more breath here. And let's come into a shoulder stretch. So we're going to lower that leg down on the diagonal and we're going to let that peel our shoulders and our head off the mat. Press your foot a little bit harder into that circle. Allow your shoulder blades to come apart, C-shape through the spine and tuck the chin into the chest. And just allow that stretch in between the shoulder blades to get a little bit more intense. Let's take 2 more breaths here. Already coming into a challenge now. We're going to try and rise up onto our tailbone. So we're using the pressure of our foot in the circle to counterbalance us, and we're hugging those elbows into our ribs as we squeeze through the core. Lengthening up onto our tailbone. Roll the shoulders down, lengthening through the spine. And let's take a few breaths here, hugging that leg a little bit closer. Let's take 2 more breaths. Nice. Can we control the roll down? Again, so balancing that pressure of the foot into the circle as we C-shape through the spine, lowering ourselves one vertebrae at a time onto the mat, hugging that leg a little bit closer in towards us, and release. Let's come to the other side. Throwing that left foot into the top of the circle, and let's start off with that nice stretch. So you have 6 breaths here, moving through your stretch on that side. Stretching into that IT band, crossing the leg over the body, turn the head away. And you can open it up to the other side. Hugging it to the center, whatever you feel like you need to stretch. We've got 3 more breaths here. Bending and lengthening into the back of the leg. 1 more breath here. And let's come into our stretch. So lowering that leg down, peeling the shoulders and the head off the mat, pressing the foot into the circle as we C-shape through the spine, chin towards the chest, shoulder blades come apart. And let's come up onto our tailbone, hugging those elbows in, rolling the shoulders down and pressing that foot into the circle, nice and long here. Can we pull that leg any closer towards us? And again, let's control that roll down. So using that foot to counterbalance, us rolling down 1 vertebrae at a time all the way back down to the mat. Beautiful. Alrighty, challenge time. Let's try both legs together. Starting off with our nice stretch. So both feet are into the circle. Fingertips are coming towards us. And let's start off with our stretch. So we're coming onto our lumbar spine. Chin towards chest, shoulder blades coming apart, and our feet are pressed into that circle. Let's take a breath here. Stretching into this pose. And now we're going to try and come up onto our V shape on our tailbone. So hugging those elbows in, pressing through those feet, coming all the way up, squeezing through the waist, relaxing through the shoulders, lengthening through the spine. So let's see if we can hold this for 3 breaths. Inhale. As we exhale, can we pull those legs any closer towards us? 2 more breaths. 1 more breath. Can we control this roll down? So we're C-shaping through the spine and we're rolling all the way down to the mat. Nicely done. And you can take those feet out, give them a bit of a shake. Well done. Alrighty, circles coming in between our knees. Our feet are coming onto the mat, hip distance apart, and we have that nice neutral spine position. Little gap between the lumbar spine and the mat. Hands are behind the head, elbows nice and wide, and we're resting our head in our hands, coming into our ab curl exercise. Deep inhale through the nose. As we exhale, we're squeezing through the core, bringing the chest up towards the thighs as we squeeze that circle as hard as we can. Inhale, slow release of the knees. As we release ourselves, head all the way back down to the mat. Let's go for 8. Nice and slow. Head is heavy in those hands, elbows are wide. 6, 5 more, 4, 3, we have 2 more. We're going to hold up on this last one and we're pulsing with that chest. Let's go for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. We're going to hold up on this last one. We're pulsing those knees for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. On our last one, let's hold the pressure on the knees. We're going to try and pulse both together. So pulsing chest and knees. Let's go for 8, 7, 6. If that's too much, you can pick one or the other and just hold the opposite steady. Let's go for 3 more. Last one, final squeeze and release. Have a rest, resting those knees to the side, catching our breath. Good job. Alrighty. Circle is coming in our hands, and I should say at any point if it's getting a little bit too much, just swap the circle out and do it without. You'll still feel a nice workout. The circle's just going to make it a little bit more intense. Alrighty, moving into our pelvic curl. So again, our nice neutral position, gap between that lumbar spine and the mat. Circle's going to be straight up towards the ceiling. We're driving our shoulder blades into the mat, opening through the chest. Deep inhale through the nose. Exhale, we're tucking the pelvis under and we're lifting our hips up. Feel 1 vertebrae at a time, lifting off the mat to rest just between those shoulder blades. Take an inhale at the top and exhale, we are melting down 1 vertebrae at a time all the way back to that neutral position. Let's try 3 more like that, really feeling that articulation through the spine. And still thinking about that nice rib to hip connection. So making sure we're nice and strong and short, through that core, and that will stop us from coming too high onto our neck and flaring through the ribs. It will keep us nice and strong and controlled through that midsection of our body. One more roll up, and let's hold here. Beautiful. We're going to pulse through our hips, so just dropping the hips an inch, lifting them up an inch. Let's go for 16, 15, 14. Squeezing through the glutes, pressing through those heels. 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4 more, 3. We're going to hold our hips up on this last one. Now we're going to pulse with our elbows. So we're going to come into a tricep curl. We're squeezing through the elbows, pressing that circle behind us, and then lengthening it up towards the ceiling. Let's go for 16. You can add as much of a squeeze on the circle here as you feel that you want to. 3, 4. Keeping nice and strong through the rest of the body. 6, 7. Beautiful. We've got 8 more here. Let's go for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4 more, 3. We're going to hold up on this last one. Now we're going to pulse with our hips again. Let's go for 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Starting to feel that burn now. 4 more. On our last one, let's hold those hips up. Now we're going to pulse with our triceps. So bringing that circle overhead, and we're pulsing just in that last part of the movement, few inches either way. Let's go for 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 5 more, 3. We're going to hold those arms up on this last one. Take a deep inhale. And exhale, we are melting down one vertebrae at a time all the way to the bottom. And let's just shake through those arms to give those legs a shake. Alrighty, second set of our pelvic curl. Again, circle optional. Let's bring the circle in between our knees. Feet can come a little bit further apart just to make space for that circle. And again, we're in that nice neutral spine position, resting those arms to the side. Deep inhale through the nose. Exhale, tucking the pelvis under. We are rolling up. We're going to hold here. We're going to squeeze the circle and release. Hips are staying lifted. Let's go for 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6 more, 5, 4, 3. On our last one, let's hold the pressure on the circle. We're going to pulse here with the knees squeezed together. Let's go for 16. Keep that tension on the circle. 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9. Burning here now. 8, 7, 6, 5 more, 3. On our last one, let's keep those hips lifted. You can take a bit of pressure on that off that circle. Now we're going to try and isolate those hips. So we're twisting through the hips, try to drop the left butt cheek down towards the mat, and then we're lifting them both up, and then the right. So keeping a little bit of pressure on that circle so we can keep it steady between our knees. We're just trying to isolate each hip. So one hip stays lifted and the other one drops down. Let's go 2 more to either side. Coming back to our pelvic curl position. Just to finish, take an inhale. And exhale, we are melting down one vertebrae at a time, all the way back to neutral position. And let's just have a rest, give everything a bit of a shake. We are almost finished. Alrighty, let's bring the circle in between our ankles. And we're going to extend those legs straight up towards the ceiling. Making sure we're holding no tension through that neck. We can just rest our palms down by our side. Lengthening through the backs of the knees, try and have nice, straight, long legs. Exhale to squeeze, inhale to release. Let's go for 16, 15, 14. This one's much harder than it looks. 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5 more, 3. We're going to hold the pressure on the circle on this last one. Now 16 tiny little quick pulses. Let's go. 16, 15, 14, 13, 11, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. Almost there. Final one. Biggest squeeze you have and release. Let's take that circle out And let's just take a nice stretch to regain our breath. Coming into happy baby. So arms are coming to the inside of our legs, holding onto the outside of our feet. If you can't reach your feet, ankles or shins is fine. And just gently rocking side to side. Enjoy that massage into the mat. One more breath here. And release. All right, bit of a challenge to come up to our seated position. Let's see how we go. Starting off with a circle over our head. We're lying out long. We're going to try and come up into a roll up. So deep inhale here. As we exhale, the circle's coming over our chest as we squeeze through the core, rolling all the way up. Inhale, we're reaching as far forward as we can. You can flex your feet here if you want a little bit of an extra stretch down the back of the legs. And then exhale, we're using that core to control the roll down, one vertebrae at a time. Circle coming overhead. See how we go. Let's see if we can go for 4 here. Really try to coordinate that squeeze of the core with your exhale to keep it nice and smooth. Now, if that's a little bit too much for you today, to practice the feeling, just try and hold on to the back of your legs, and that will help you pull yourself up to your seated position, reaching forward, and then again holding on to the back of the legs to help you control that roll down all the way back to the beginning. Whichever one you're at today, see how you go. Let's finish off the one that we are on, and then we'll just come to a nice stretch in between. So just looping that circle around the edge of the feet, hugging the elbows in towards our ribs, trying to lengthen through the spine, and fold ourselves like a book over our legs, trying to make that head heavy right at the end. And release. Beautiful. Let's come into our butterfly pose just to open up through those hips. So holding onto the ankles, knees out to the side. Let's roll those shoulders down and lengthen through the spine. And just fold yourself forward. Again, trying to lengthen through the spine. You can press those elbows into the knees. Try and make that head heavy right at the end. And release. Alrighty, let's finish off with a little bit of a chest and arms. So we're going to use the circle for our push-ups. Now if it doesn't feel right for you with the circle, you can take it away and do your push-ups without the circle. The circle is just going to help you with a little bit of resistance, and it will also show you if you're twisting through your torso, because the circle will come at an angle and fall out. So see how you go. We're coming into our push-ups. So the circle is going to come right in the middle of our sternum. Hands out to the side, just a little bit wider than our shoulders, and our knees are back into our push-up position, so just a little bit further behind our hips. We're going to inhale, open through the chest, open those elbows out, pressing down towards the mat. Exhale, pressing all the way up long. Let's go for 8, 7, trying to keep that circle steady, squeezing through the waist. 6, 5. We have 4 more. 3, 2 more. Squeezing through that waist on the exhale. Last one, we're going to hold down. Now we're pulsing up and down around halfway here. Now you'll find the circle does assist you a little bit here, so really focusing on our stability here. Let's go for 3 more pulses. And we're going to hold ourselves halfway here. Let's try and finish this off strong. So taking a deep inhale. As we exhale, can we come as far as we can down towards the mat, come all the way back up, and release. You can take that circle, put it to the side, and just come into a nice child's pose here, rolling through those wrists, rolling through those shoulders. And let's come up to a seated position. You can sit bottom on heels or cross-legged, whatever's comfier for you. Rolling those shoulders down and just finishing off, stretching through that neck. So just tilting ear towards shoulder, lengthening through those opposite fingertips, and you can roll the head to one side and to the other side. Bringing that chin up towards the ceiling, just stretching through any parts of that neck that feel a little bit tense. Slowing that breath down and coming back up to seated. You are all done for today. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope to see you at the next class.